Hi there, I'm Dr. Stephanie Falk, and today I want to talk about separating work from home. I think that can be a really difficult thing to do, especially days and times when work is incredibly stressful, or maybe when you absolutely love what you do. It can be hard not to carry it home. And when I'm able to sit and talk to people in therapy or people in my personal life about kind of this conundrum, how do we appropriately separate work from home, some of the elements that continue to come up are this idea of not really being able to engage in productive conversation when they're at home with loved ones, feeling like they have these racing thoughts in their head related to work problems or exciting things, and so they can't really engage with their loved ones. Or not really just being able to relax and to have some downtime. And so the interesting thing also is that a lot of them report that when they go back to work the next day, they feel like they're not really refreshed because they never really left work at work to begin with. And so when they go back into work the next day, hoping to feel motivated and invigorated, they feel like they've been carrying it this whole time and they're not really refreshed. So essentially it's kind of a double whammy. I remember a time when I had a good friend who landed a new job and was super excited about their job and began to talk about it. And one of the things that they indicated to me that was super exciting for them was that they had a 40-minute drive from work to home. And I remember for me, my heart kind of sunk and I thought, oh, like I wouldn't want a 40-minute drive from work to home. For me and my lifestyle, I would love to be able to walk to work or bike to work. That would just kind of work for me. But for them, the 40 minutes was a time that they could process the good things that happened in their day, the difficult things that happened in their day. That they would write down, when they parked actually, they would write down the things that they wanted to get to the next day and then leave it in their car. And so essentially their 40-minute drive became a ritualized way of processing their day, letting it go, honoring that day, and setting it on a shelf so that they could enjoy their home life and then get back to work refreshed the next day. For some of us, we don't have a 40-minute drive, and maybe that wouldn't work for us. But I think it's important to try to institutionalize some kind of or initiate some kind of ritual, rather. And that ritual is just something that allows us to process our day, to honor it, to set it on a shelf, and trust our capacity to get back at it the next day so that we can relax, so that we can really engage with the people around us, whether it's family members or friends or activities that we just enjoy, being present in those activities that maybe we do alone. So what are examples of that? What's a ritual? I know it's kind of a funky word that I'm using. A ritual could be getting in your car and writing down some of the good things, some of the hard things, some of the things that you want to do the next day. It could be playing your favorite song and kind of allowing yourself to process all of the emotions of that day, the conversations that you had that day. It could be doing some kind of moment of silence and thinking through what you want to do when you get home even, and being able to visualize kind of putting work on a shelf. I think that there are so many different things and that we can be incredibly creative around it. But I think that the most important thing here is to just acknowledge that if we don't allow ourselves time and space to process our day, to honor the significance of our day, and then to strategically put it on a shelf for the following day, I think that it tends to linger longer and it tends to get in the way of time at home. So for me, it's really about being intentional about what kind of ritual you want to use and experimenting maybe with different ways of transitioning. But the most important feature is that you're just intentional about it and that you understand that if you don't actively institute some boundaries for yourself, that it's probably going to be really difficult to separate those things out in useful and productive ways for yourself, for your mental health, and for your relationships. So I hope that I've at least perked your interest as it relates to establishing a transitionary ritual between work and home. I appreciate you tuning in. If you don't want to miss a video, feel free to subscribe. And I hope this finds you having an absolutely beautiful day. Thank you.